think there's a short in my wire.
Not a short.
Jesus is my.
And what wire?
I don't know. It's either my microphone wire or my headphone wire.
It's probably your microphone wire if the microphone cuts out.
But the sound cuts out too. Like it goes from my headset to you're right, because my microphone.
Your headphones go into the microphone, and then the microphone goes into the computer, so it probably is like
the mic. Bitch, shut up. Girl, you. I didn't even know what to say. Like
that bitch was bothered that you said, like Torian said.
Just that little part. He was agreeing. He agreed with everything else. So I said that little part.
It was just like. It was like extra, like ew. It was stick after. It was like ew.
Why I didn't know what always mad when Torian is right.
It's not about you. It's not about you, Mr. Narcissist.
I know what it's about.
It's not about you.
I know what it's about.
It was just like, he was like, did you have to say that? Like, I didn't know what to say, but
we didn't need that
bitch,
part.
shut the fuck up. Like, look, I couldn't even hold it in. Usually, when I want to tell somebody shut the fuck up, I hold it in. I can't. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Not today.
Bitch. Oh my god.
Annoyed me. That was like that annoyed me like my mom annoys me. And like I wanna
not like your mom.
That's my mama.
That motherfucker was like, bitch, shut up. Nobody asked you that. Nobody asked you to say that. Oh shit.
It was stank on it too. It was real stank on it.
Yes, it was.
Ooh, I'm sorry, Fred.
If words were weapons, I tell you, I'll be dead. I'll be dead. I'll be shutting the fuck up.
Bitch, I can't breathe. Okay.
Y'all crazy.
We're crazy, bitch. You said it.
The cuckoo clock call.
Not the cuckoo clock. Oh my god, y'all are funny. I needed this laugh today. Can I tell y'all? Because woo.
Who did it?
Woo-sa, Captain Woo fucking sa.
That's been my week, bitch. I'm like, people at work getting on my fucking nerves, bitch. And here I go getting to with another white woman, child.
Oh, okay. Okay, this is about to be another motherfucking episode, bitch.
Tap your mic, though. Let me make sure your mic on. Okay.
I was about to say, I can hear myself in my ear. Mm-hmm. So, I think a couple of months back, we talked about the whole white women and our challenges and interactions in the workplace, all of that jazz. I think I had spoken to y'all before around a situation that I had with a particular white woman at the office that kind of like really pissed me off. And I was like, bitch, I ain't never fucking with her again. Like, don't talk to me. We've been having a whole mediation process, right? Like, I went to my leadership went to HR, and so they've been navigating with the mediator, and we've been having like individual meetings, blah, 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 blah. So last week we actually had a mediation, her and I and a mediator. Can I just say, I had to lean so heavy in my reserve of I give a fuck to have this meeting and it be productive. Oh. Because I really wanted to just be like, stop doing white shit that harms black people and we will be fine. But in mediation, I can't say it that way. Like I can't. I have to be, because then it looks like I am the contrary, and it looks like I am the difficult one. It looks like I am the one not wanting to be a collaborator or not wanting to work with, and I become difficult. And all of the things that folks say that Black folks are in the workplace and outside of the workplace. So I had to pray about it. I talked to my therapist the couple days before. I talked to the mediator before the actual mediation. I had to use all of my tools from therapy.
Come on, tools and resources.
I had to use all of them to walk into that meeting with a Torian, you give a fuck. And therefore act like you give a fuck. So that this meeting can be as productive as it needs to be to appease the folks that you work with, so that you can still keep your job and it not be pointed at you. Because we all know, right? Like when it could be somebody else's fault. Most people love to respond to the reaction of the harm and not directly to the harm.
What,
and so
I
I'm
got a
having
question.
to be. Yeah.
Was the mediator Black, white?
A Black woman.
Okay.
An older Black woman whose training is in psychology, who's been doing this for years, and I feel very comfortable with her. And in fact, I had said that the only way this mediation would happen is if she was the mediator. I didn't trust.
She works for the company?
She doesn't work for the company, which is why I required that. They brought her in, in from outside counsel. And so that's the only reason why I felt comfortable, because and I said it I said it at the mediation. I was just like, had anyone else, particularly anyone internal, played the mediator, this would not have gone the same way. Not at all. This wouldn't have gone the same way. However, we're here. But yeah, that exhausted me. Exhausted me.
Yeah, trying to get. But where people don't even just understand, and sometimes they don't want to understand, and you don't want to be the one to it's not, I don't even care at this point being the one to call things out like,
By the way.
Right. Because, we've had, my struggle with an individual this week was I became very passionate around speaking up for another person. And I circle back around with an executive to say, don't think we made the right decision. Here's why. There were two executives on the phone. And this executive was like, all right, tell me why we made the wrong decision. And I outlined it. I said, well, that's not enough to change my mind. So, said, I didn't go into the meeting expecting a different outcome as far as the decision that was made, but I went into the meeting and I brought it up for awareness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I know these motherfuckers. They ain't gonna change your mind.
Right.
Because you would have to have some type of emotional intelligence to change your mind, which you don't have.
As well as admit that you were wrong.
And I don't think with this situation, so yes, to some level degree, yes. But I don't think the right or wrong is as heavy as it is. I think that when you come from a place of privilege and a place of, yeah. But anywho, so at the end of during the conversation, it did get very, I won't even say heated, but there was passion on the call from all sides.
Yeah.
All sides. There was passion. And I said at the end of the meeting, I appreciate you all being open to this conversation. I hope this conversation is not held against me. And And the executive flipped on me
Mm.
and said, "Excuse me? Why would we hold this against you? Name," and you know when white people get mad, they get red.
They get red,
Mhm.
or pink.
Oh, bitch! I was like, "What the fuck? What is going on here?" So
Wasn't
I
no
didn't
trigger.
know. Like I'm like, that is just normal for people to say. What you shaking your finger for?
Because that is a sure tell. That is a telltale sign that you feel a way because you probably have been accused of holding something against somebody before that somebody said something, and so now you personalize me saying, "I hope this
Triggered.
doesn't be used against me," because I would have said the exact same thing. In fact, I have said it when I
It's
know that I've been
normal
in complete
language.
It is,
opposition
especially
of
after
the
you.
leaders
Yeah.
in the space. I'm like, well, or I'll just jokingly be like, well, that's my pink slip coming. Like I say all the time, they're about to fire my black ass because I am always going against the grain.
Hello.
Like I'm always saying something and speaking up. So that's
So,
baby. A hit dog
hello.
will always holler.
Because I mean, they got red as fuck. Was like, no, I want you to tell, and very confrontational. And so I was taken aback, like,
They were angry.
okay,
They were angry.
okay. And I wish I was like, damn, a hit dog holler. I would have said it in that moment because I would have been justified. But
Right. That's
I
when you flip it
was
and be like, can we talk about why are you so angry, or why does this seem to be impacting you so heavily?
well, and
Help me understand why.
and what I told this executive was, I don't understand what that's just something normal for that people says. I didn't say anything. They said, "Did you disrespect me?" I said, "I don't think I did." And then she said, "You didn't." She was like, "You haven't said anything on this call that I took offense to or that I found disrespectful." And I said, "Hold on, but how would I know that?" And I said, "You have to understand your level, your position. Okay,
The
I
power
am
that you hold, right?
I am 2 levels down from you. You hold
Right.
the key,
Right.
and what I did in this meeting was raise awareness to something you totally disagree with."
Right.
And like you said, Chef, right, wrong, actually, and this is what I said, I'm actually challenging your way of thinking.
Yep.
And not many people are receptive to that.
Not many
In
leaders
general.
are receptive to that.
And,
Not many
and then
managers,
I
are
yes.
receptive to that.
I said, not many, and mind you, this is an executive, okay? Like, not a manager, not a director, not an executive, top, okay?
Right.
Not many people are receptive to that
Right.
type of dialogue.
Yeah. And pushback.
And sometimes it might not be in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to tell me because you know the title that I hold, so I look for shit. You're not going to tell me in the moment, who the fuck does this nigga think he is? But in the back of your mind, you're like, who the fuck do his nigga think he is? And that starts to show weeks on down the line, and you'll never forget this conversation. Right. Okay? And this person will tell me how I said, it's not about you. You're making it about you. And I want you to understand the culture of the company as well. And I gave several examples, and including the example I just gave where that's not, it should be normal, but it's not normal, where someone who is 2 levels removed from you challenges your way of thinking. Period. So it was funny. It was funny because I think this executive was still just like annoyed with it. And then the other executive that was on the call, was shaking his head like, yeah. But then after the call calls me and says, I don't know why they got so mad they hold things against people all the time. I'm in meetings with them and blah 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 blah. And
Why
I'm
didn't he
like,
say that in the moment? Why didn't he say
hello,
that in the meeting?
hello.
See,
I hate that
that's
shit.
the shit.
That's the shit I don't like.
That's the shit.
That's the shit
That's
I
an
don't like.
example.
I
That is an
can't.
example right
I
there
can't.
of the bullshit.
I can't. I hate when you say something that's right and they don't have the fucking balls to tell you that you're right within the moment, but you want to call me on the side or pull me aside like, well, you was right. Get the fuck out of here.
And this is an example of why I dislike the language of ally. That is a clear example because an accomplice would have said something in that moment. Right? An accomplice would have said in that moment, hold on, Sally. Now, I think Jay has a right to feel the way that he feels, especially given certain situations, right?
Yeah.
Previous situations. Like, that's the things that we need to happen in these spaces because I hate when it's us Black folk who are always having to defend ourselves and our positions. And when we call things out that everybody thinks but don't nobody want to say for whatever reason, and then you have that one person, a Jay or a Torian, in that space who's like, hold on, bitch. Wait a second. Hold on, wait a second. Right? We oftentimes are in that space by ourselves, and then we get the blowback of it. And they'll never say it because that's called retaliation. So they'll never say blanketly, like, oh, yes, this is being held against you because of this meeting or because of this stance.
Oh, yeah.
But it happens all the time. I am an example of that. Like, there's so much. Yeah, when I tell
More
you,
often than not.
And I mean, I even caught some heat a few months ago for saying everybody retaliates. I'm sorry. It's a natural thing, and it can be a form of retaliation, right? Because if I know that this person challenges the way that I think, and he goes out for a promotion or something like that, I don't like the way he challenges me. That's retaliation. I'm qualified for the job. I've done you know what I'm saying? Like, so in my opinion, maybe not every situation, but more people retaliate, especially in those roles, these executive roles. They just have a way of doing it.
Or they passively retaliate.
And you control who gets laid off. So if I mysteriously, you can cover up your dislike, and I've seen this. Where you mask your dislike for someone and lay them off due to budget cuts.
Let's be very clear. All of us, every human has the ability to rationalize a decision.
Yeah.
Okay, let's be clear, bitch. I know, and this is not me particularly, but people know that cigarettes can harm their lungs, can harm their throat, yet they still smoke. And they are able to rationalize why they smoke, right?
Yeah.
Like,
my nerves
that's
is bad.
just an example, but all of us can rationalize our decisions so that we are able to continue to do them and feel good about making the decisions, even when we know they're harmful. Like, that is just natural human behavior, especially when you are a leader in the workplace. We can find a reason to justify that we know is not truly the reason, but it's a reason that'll stick and that HR ain't gonna have an issue with, ain't gonna cause us a lawsuit. Let's be very clear about that. That's why we got offices of general counsel. That's why we have HR to be able to dress up ways in which we are able to do a thing without it coming back on us. Like, that's just reality.
Because some of the conversations I've been a part of, Chad, I'm like, baby, I hope they never call me to testify.
Because I'm telling the truth.
Yeah, I be wanting to slide a note, like, girl.
meet me away from the building.
Right.
What you got to work?
But
you know these people.
How you can do this.
You know these people, Chad. You try to help them out. They throw your ass right in the bus.
I had a conversation with Jay, and Jay said,
Yep. So I shut my fat ass up and I mind my business.
Yeah. And I think the other thing too that What'd you say, Chef? I'm sorry.
No, I was about to, I think we're all experiencing the same shit at work because it's like the same shit happening at my job. It's like
Yeah.
I'm targeted as like the problem child because I vocalize things, and I'm not gonna know I'm not comfortable knowing there's some shit happening. I'm not telling you that it's some shit happening. Like I'm not gonna pretend
Yeah.
that it's all fucking rainbows and unicorns when it's bullshit. Like I'm gonna call
Yeah.
bullshit. Like I'm not gonna bullshit, but
Yeah.
I'm the
And
one that's
Jay said it earlier, like I'm of the mindset of I'm saying this for awareness. Even if we
Awareness.
already know that your answer is what your answer gonna be.
right.
Because I tell people all the time, my petty ass, the Virgo in me is never above a I told you so moment.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
never above an I told you so moment, especially when I am the only one standing on that. And like everybody else is like, oh no, we should do this. And I'm like, you probably shouldn't. I am not above saying, I told y'all so. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think, and there's the other thing too that I think the higher up you get to your point, like to really like put a fine point on your point, Jay, is that like the further up you get, the more privilege in a space, particularly a workspace that you have, the more freedom you have in expressing yourself.
Yep. Yep.
The lower you are on the hierarchy, the more concerned you are and fearful you are of speaking up because of security of your job. We are literally experiencing that now internally, right? There's a lot of conversations around the whole Gaza and Israel, like there is in every other space, right? Like everybody is dealing with the what do we say? Who do we say it? Is it anti-Semitic to support Palestine? Is it, anti-Muslim to support Israel? Like what is that line is? Like everybody's dealing with that right now. We're seeing it played out in all the higher education, right? We just saw, what was that? UPenn, Harvard, and Columbia, I think it was, like presidents on at the congressional hearings and all of that. So we're seeing it, and there is some real tension internally around folks who are having real discourse around responses to the whole situation.
Yeah.
And so there are I hate saying lower level staff, but I'm saying that in the context of a hierarchy, right? That the folks who are on the ground doing the work, or the
front line,
the people holding the business up together.
Okay, that's doing the work, right? Like really genuinely doing the work, are feeling ways about it, but also not feeling comfortable with expressing the ways that they feel out of fear of, losing their job or whatever it is. And so it's like, it's incumbent upon us to be honest about the power dynamics while also having a conversation. And like I told, some folks around, like, listen, at the end of the day, you as a person have your own personal feelings and beliefs and values that may sometimes be opposite that of the organization or the business that you work for, right? And you then have to make a real honest choice and say, how important is this value to me? If it's in opposition. And that's not to say that, you can't voice how you feel. It's just that some businesses are always going to ensure the health of their business. That's actually their job, especially when you talk about presidents and CEOs and all that. Like literally the function of their job is to ensure the sustainability of their organization or business. That's their bottom line. Yes, human capital is a part of that. It's also the financial side of it too that is just as important, right? And so when there's discourse between those two realms, like you as a worker has to have a very clear line of like, hey, where's the line for me, right? Okay, I can do this work with you to this point. The moment you cross this line, we did have to have a different conversation, right? And it's that's just the reality, right? Like we all aren't going to like the people we work with. We're all not always going to be in agreement with the folks that we work with or the organizations that we work for, but it's up to us to decide where is that line? Where is that red line that's like, nope, we're not crossing that? Because if you do, then it's a different conversation to be had. And I also think that that's difficult for people because of security, right? Like, this job pays my bills, it makes sure I have a roof over my head, food on my table, car to drive, all of these things. So we have to make tough decisions. Welcome to adulthood. I was just saying, I was like, who the fuck, whoever decided to make adulting attractive deserves to burn for eternity in hell.
I want to go back to high school.
So fucking bad.
Who the fuck came up with that theory of like make it enticing to be an adult? Bitch, I can't take me back to being as a 5-year-old was carefree. What? Like,
no bills. No responsibilities.
Who came up with bills?
Like, who came up with this shit? Like,
some adults still don't have bills, child, but okay.
Well, that's a whole nother episode.
Anyhow,
I don't know if I'm jealous of them or like I don't know. I don't know if it's jealousy or disgust. One of the two.
Depending on what day it is, bitch.
Today is disgust.
Because some days I'm like, bitch, I'm gonna just be a bum. Fuck it. I'm gonna be a bum. I'm gonna be a scammer.
Can we have an honest moment, a transparent moment?
Yeah.
When the whole scamming bullshit was like popular and like you can actually get away with scamming.
You still can.
No. I mean, like, like whole ass scamming, credit card fraud, like all of that jazz, all of that shit. I used to be like, bitch, where the fuck was I? Why was I not in the inner circles of these conversations?
Same. Being godly and trying to live my life right and like, shit like that.
Why my friends don't got credit card machines that could make fucking numbers? My friends don't got those machines.
Being a law-abiding citizen, bitch.
Okay. Why the fuck am I just learning as an adult about CPN numbers? Like, bitch, why didn't I know about that when I was... Okay. Listen, whoever told us hard work pays off, bitch, I'm over it.
They lied. I ain't used calculus yet.
It don't. Anyway, thanks for tuning in to Catch My Black and Gay podcast. Follow us on all social media platforms at Catch My Black and Gay.
I'm sorry I had to get that out.